your life suddenly feels like it doesn't fit anymore, like something is off, even though nothing is technically wrong, this video is for you. You might have the career, the relationships, the life you worked so hard to build, and yet there's this quiet, persistent feeling that something isn't aligned anymore. And what's so confusing is nothing dramatic happened. There's no clear reason to feel this way, but underneath it all, something deeper is shifting. And if you're feeling this, there's a good chance you haven't told too many people. For a lot of women, this shows up in really subtle ways at first. You start questioning things that used to feel certain. The roles you've played for years start to feel heavy. You might notice yourself pulling back from relationships, from expectations, even from parts of your own life. And if you try to explain this to someone, it can sound like you're being ungrateful, but internally, something doesn't feel true anymore. So what's happening here isn't random. In Jungian psychology, this is part of what's called individuation. So it's a process where the identity you built to function in the world starts to break down so something more authentic can emerge. And what's fascinating is astrology has tracked the same phase for centuries. There are cycles in midlife that often coincide with this exact feeling, where life begins to push you out of who you've been and into who you really are. But this is the part that no one really explains. If your life feels like it doesn't fit anymore, it's not because you made the wrong choices. It's because those choices were made by a version of you who is trying to be loved, to be saved, to be enough. And now you're being asked to live from a different place. Not from who you had to be, but from who you actually are. And this is where it moves out of your mind and into your body. Your body often knows this before you can explain it. So you might feel it as restlessness, tension, fatigue, or a kind of heaviness when you try to keep living the same way. That's not dysfunction. That's your nervous system signaling that something is no longer aligned. This is usually the moment people try to go back to who they were, back to what felt certain, back to what made sense before. But here's the hard truth. This phase often asks you to let go of identities that once defined you. The strong one, the good woman, the one who holds everything together. And without those, it can feel like you don't know who you are anymore. But that's not emptiness. That's space. So the real question becomes, what are you actually being asked to let go of? Because this isn't a crisis to fix. It's an invitation to relate to your life differently. Not from who you've been, but from who you are becoming. And if this resonates, I'd love to hear what part of this you're experiencing right now. If you're in this space and want support navigating it, this is the exact kind of work I do with women in my coaching. I'd love to have you there. Info in bio.